and Jim Ferree. So Tony Lema now holding a 2-stroke advantage over Arnold Palmer, the last threesome on the course, as the second annual Carling World Golf Championship is just moments away from conclusion. And what a championship it has been. Held, of course, to promote better understanding and goodwill through this truly international game of golf, and it's exactly what they've done. There have been some fine rounds turned in here by the foreign players. Roberto Di Vincenzo from Argentina. And now let's bring in Kerry Middlecoff here. Kerry, the second shot here at 18, as soon as the crowd gets away from in front of the green, doesn't present Tony with too much difficulty right now. He's in fine position.
It doesn't now, Jack, but if Arnold had have made that putt, I think Tony then would have had to consider laying up short and not getting those two big, deep bunkers. We may see Tony take a run at it now, but it's a lot easier than it would have been. And as you said, Arnold's putt should have broken left. That grain's strong. So anyway, now back to Joe Campbell and Jack Whitaker.
Campbell hits this nicely with a slight draw on it. And he comes up on the left side of the fairway, just short of the green by about 20 yards. Tony Lema, 5 under. He can make 6 here and still win. It is with slight draw, too, but it's coming up very nicely. Bounces out more toward the center. It's still rolling up this steep incline, 25 yards from the green here at 18. You'll have a pitch up. As we said, that pin is cut 115 feet back. Tony ought to have a good look at it. He's far enough up that steep incline. And now Jim Ferree. 4 over at this point. He's put it out to the right. And the gallery here is scurrying as the marshals go down to spot it. And as they walk up here, the leader of this second annual Carling World Golf Championship is Tony Lema at 5 under par. Very few of them have quit. Surprising here on a Monday afternoon, a lot of them didn't get to the office because they were out here early, and they're staying now to the bitter end to see Tony Lema come up here leading this tournament. He is 5 under par. Arnold Palmer is 3 under par. And Tony is just in front with a chip up for his 3rd. But the galleries here and the international players have certainly made this a unique tournament and one to remember for a long, long while. Hideo Sugimoto of Tokyo, Japan, had a fine 68 here today. Yesterday, Will Farmanek of Canada had a 67, which ties the course record. It's just been a wonderful tournament, and here it is in all its color and excitement now as it comes to a close. Tony Lema, who won the Buick Championship this year for his only major win in 1965. Going to take a look, and he's got to take a look because this pin is so far back, the screen's so large, and he's down in a depression. His fairway position slants away from the green. Tony Lema, who so far has refused to crack under tremendous pressure brought to bear by Arnold Palmer, who charged from 4 strokes behind him to catch him at the 15th, and Tony just kept playing steady golf. Jim Ferree now, who has pushed his second shot down to the right of the trap which guards this green and into the gallery. They formed an alley down there for him. He'll have to pitch over the trap and up to the green, and he's about 40 yards from the pin. This tournament, which is scheduled to begin on Thursday, we had to cancel the first round, some fine rounds in that. And it's truly been representative of the best golf in the world. Any one of 10 players could have won this when they started final play. Lima's third shot up here at 18, and it is just magnificent. 4 feet from the pin here at 18. As Tony Lima gets a step nearer this second annual Carling World Golf Championship. He is there in 3. He leads Arnold Palmer at this point by 2 strokes. Jim Ferry now, deep in the gallery, 40 yards away from the pin. Jack Tuthill of the PGA making sure that Jim has a shot. But now I think Camel will be approaching before Ferry. Almost hit the pin. It goes by 6 feet. A fine shot here by Joe Camel, who is 1 under par at this time and who has had a fine tournament. Now Jim Ferry. And up he comes very nicely. If it'll stop, awfully hard to hold this green. It runs off the fringe, comes back, and stops in heavy fringe. 22 feet from the pin at 18. That's Tony Lima, the nearest ball to the pin there, waving to the crowd. 6 feet for birdie 4, which would put him 6 under. Arnold Palmer in the clubhouse, 3 under. On a beautiful August day here in New England that has seen some tremendous golf. Sam Snead finished this tournament one.
This run today, Tony Lima with his famous and patented charge, but Arnie today it just fell a bit short when he had trouble at 16 and 17.
That's right, George. The 16th, I had the wrong club off the tee, tried to stretch a 4-iron into the green and put it to the right, hit a bad chip. Missed the putt, and then 17 I 3-putted, and of course I figured that things were in bad shape when I did that. I played good though, and it was a little bit more encouraging to me to get going again and get feeling like really playing, and I thought for a while I might be able to get through it today.
Well, if you could have put 2 shots home here on 18, it could have gotten very interesting.
Well, I was trying to do that. I pulled the second shot a little bit at 18, or it would have been up.
If you had it to do over again, and of course you don't, would you have hit the wood on 17 as you did?
Well, of course, I doubt it very much. I think that it's a iron hole off the tee. I pulled my iron shot, or I would have had a very good opportunity to go right at the pin. And it's a narrow hole, and I watched both the other fellows hit it to the right, and I didn't want to do that. I knew you had not much of a chance from there.
No way at all. Well, 2 consolations, Arnie, as we would all see it. First of all, your game definitely coming back, which must be tremendously encouraging. And secondly, it'll check for $17,000, which is not too bad.
Well, thank you, George. I'm looking forward to playing a little more this year yet.
Well, all your fans are looking forward to seeing you continue to play great golf, and I know it'll all come back to you. Congratulations, Arnie, on a great run. You really thrilled the gallery today.
Thank you very much.
Now let's get back to the game in live action.
That was Jim Ferry chipping, and he goes 2 feet past. He'll have that for his par. Joe Camel now, 6 feet for his bird. Dr. Middlecoff, these are level putts. But that's about all you can say about them, isn't it?
Well, if I had Tony Lima's, of course, it'd be the smoothest looking putt I ever saw. But the one that Joe Campbell has, Jack, what is it, about 12 or 13 feet?
Campbell says, looks to me it'd be about 6 or 7 here, Kerry.
Well, this means just a whole bunch of money to him. He does lay 3, if I'm not mistaken, putting for a birdie. And if he can make this putt, he finishes second by himself rather than a three-way tie for third, and it's worth several $1,000s.
Big putt for Joe Camel. And he did it. He'll finish 2 under par. And third place to himself, and is he happy? Joe Camel, whose game has suddenly come back to him strongly in these last 6 weeks, and he finishes strongly here. Third place for Joe Camel, 2 under par. He isn't happy a little bit, is he?
Jack Whitaker, I think that Joe Campbell about the middle of May was really almost in financial trouble, and since then he's won about $40,000, so he's that happy.
Now, Jim Free now is going to putt out before Lima. Attaboy, Jim, par 5. And Jim Free finishes at 4 over par. 288. And he throws the ball halfway down the 18th fairway as Tony Lima now, with his birdie putt of about 4 feet. I guess it is kind of easy at that, Doctor, at this point, isn't it?
Well, it's the only putt Tony's ever had, I'm sure, that's right into the teeth of the green that looks absolutely beautiful. 3 putts to win from 6 feet. 35,000. And he's still not mad.
Par 5. And the new champion, Tony Lima, finishes this tournament at 5 under par and is the new Carling World Golf Champion. 279, 5 under par for Tony Lima. The winner of the second annual Carling World Golf Championship is Tony Lima at 5 under par. We'll be right back with more news from Pleasant Valley Country Club. All right, here's the scene at the 18th green at Pleasant Valley Country Club as Tony Lima has just finished at 5 under par to be the new champion of the Carling World Golf Championship. It has been a tremendous tournament, one we told you in which the foreign players and the American players all played stupendously wonderful golf against sometimes bad weather conditions and other times perfect weather conditions. Let's read some scores for you here. Bobby Nichols, the defending champion, finished at 3 over. Jack Nicklaus finished at 7 over. Ben Hogan finished 9 over. Paul Harney, the home pro, at 5 over. Charlie Sifford and Claude King, an ex-football coach, finished at 2 over. Homero Blancas, the young man from Houston, whom you're going to hear more and more about, finished at even par, along with Dave Marr, the current PGA champion. Sam Snead, putting with a driver and a 2-iron from the 10th hole on today, finished at 1 under, along with Gary Player. Then Joe Camel, the big blonde boy from Purdue, finishing at 2 under in third place. Arnold Palmer, who really shook it up here this afternoon, finishing in second place, 3 under. And, of course, your champion at the top, Tony Lima, at 5 under. Dave Marr and Arnold Palmer there now, getting ready for the presentation ceremonies across the 18th green. And while we're waiting here, we'd just like to remind you that CBS Television will bring you more championship golf throughout the year. Beginning on December 25th, the third year in a row, the CBS Golf Classic will come to you, and this time it will come from the lovely La Costa Country Club in Southern California. We have over there Dave Marr and Arnold Palmer and all the zone representatives. Qualification for the Carling was made by zone. Asia and the Far East, Australasia, which includes Australia and New Zealand, South America, Africa, Europe, Canada, Great Britain, and Ireland, and, of course, the United States. That's Mr. Kosmingola of Pleasant Valley Country Club there, whose thanks we would like to express at this point. He and Ray Bear of Pleasant Valley have been just wonderful hosts for this tournament. Also to Paul Harney, the home pro, Dick Taylor, the tournament director, and, of course, special thanks to Doc Giffen of the PGA, who never fails to supply the working press with all that we need. The Mr. Henry Russell, the president of Carling Brewery, right behind Mr. Mingola. As the champion, Mr. Tony Lima is coming across, so let's go down to the 18th green and George Rogers.
Tony, you look like you're flying the mail to Chicago there, my friend.
I feel like I'm on Gemini right now. In fact, I think I'm flying higher than they are, George.
Well, congratulations to you. It must have been a tremendous win. Kerry Middlecoff was saying earlier today, Tony, that you didn't really even feel up to coming to this golf tournament. Your game wasn't quite sharp, and you didn't feel well physically, and yet you come here and win it all.
That's true, George. That just goes to show you what a great, crazy game this is. I really, before the tournament, I got here on Monday, and I played Tuesday, and I was playing so poorly, and I was so tired that I even skipped playing on Wednesday, which I've never done before. I felt awful, but as the week progressed, I felt more rested. The tee shots were a lot straighter, and the putting started working, so, heck, I feel great right now.
Well, I'll bet you do. Just feel so good it isn't even funny. How did you feel down at the 15th hole?
Well, I knew that Arnie had made it to time me there, and I tried to knock mine in. I knocked it over. I thought that he was making another one of his charges, and I thought that if I was to stand still, I was going to feel somebody going by me awful fast. And when he bogeyed